Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning, the first Tuesday of 2021, and also our first show from Studio A coming to you. And it's nice to be back in here and everything looking the same. And it was warm this morning. Sometimes we get here too early, it's cold, but hope y'all are all doing well and keep it ready to roll. Today's going to be a nice day, high 65, low 40. Water temperature now down to 61 degrees. That's at the end of the pier. That's pretty cool, 61 degrees. Our river readings, Apalachicola to Blountstown, as you know, it's high. We rode over the other day. Actually Sunday, and it's high. It went straight up. It didn't go up at an angle. It went straight up. It's reading this morning at 17 foot, and we really don't know which way it's going to go. I think it's going to continue staying high because that rain was pretty sort of set on us. And by the way, the weatherman, the meteorologists were hitting the nail on the head as far as the weather report over the weekend, how that front, things going to be cleared up. The front came through, but then it came back and sat there and came up on us. I don't know if you followed it, but they nailed it this past weekend. Take a look at the Apalachicola. We got that one. Choctawhatchee, it's high. It's reading this morning at 11 foot, and it's going to go down though. It's going down pretty steady, but it looks pretty good over there. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're in deep tide this week, but it's going to be low at 9:44 this morning. And the marine forecast is going to be blowing again, coming out of northwest at about 10 to 15. So it's going to be pretty strong blowing. So be aware of that if you're getting outdoors. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get started on these pictures. We showed a lot of billies yesterday, but a lot of mine sort of stacked up, so we're going to scatter them out the next couple of days. We had some great pics over the Christmas holidays, all kind of activities and all kind of fun things to do. And I'm going to start off with a heartwarming picture. This is I'm going to share this with y'all. All know Whitney, and bless her heart, she fell asleep. This is one of those cold days during the Christmas break. They're the only ones who got to spend the time with us, and you can see she just fell asleep. We had a big old fire going, and she, just like she did when she was a little kid, she just fell asleep right in front of the fire. I knew y'all would get a kick out of that. I sure did, and she didn't know we took a picture. But anyway, and then they wanted a picture of me eating my turkey leg. I'm always joking them about a turkey. I love smoked turkey legs, and I smoked a turkey for Christmas. So, all right, that's the family pictures. Okay, speaking of Taylor and Preston Lewis, I'm gonna read it to you. Taylor today was one of the proudest moments of mine and Sawyer's lives. He killed his first deer that just so happened to be an 8-point, all by himself, and goes on to say he had his family there and the boys on cloud 9. So here he is right there. Isn't that a great picture? And what it's going to show you, I mean, the whole background, everything's really nice. Good job there. But check out the weapon and everything. You got a scope, and they learned how to shoot at a young age, and that's congratulations, Taylor and Preston Lewis. And Katie Hare McKenzie with her husband Brandon. Good job, Brandon, putting her on that nice buck with a family shot there. And Katie has 1,000 layers of clothes. I know it was cold. And then Robin Battle sent this to me, and I thought this would be appropriate in some areas. On the bottom left, it says daylight on public hunting land. We've all been there where we put up our tree stand, and when daylight comes and look down the road or something, there's another tree stand. But it's not quite that bad, but it may get that way. All right. Ryan Mason, and we talk about cold weather speckled trout fishing, and that's over there in, I don't know, East Bay or West Bay. I can tell by the pine trees, but that's some good fishing right there, Ryan. That's a nice speckled trout. Okay, I got a cousin, a visitor at church. They were at church the other Sunday, and this year they walked up in the parking lot. There's a little country church, obviously, and they just come up there looking around. And I just shot that at sunrise over the Christmas holidays. The sunrise to the left is Deer Point Dam. Those lights right there to the left, the Deer Point Dam. That was just a pretty morning. My buddy Alan Shepard, he got to love the Tennessee River when his buddy catches a 53-pound bluefish. And they had a tournament this past weekend, the first weekend of January, and that's a great picture. up there around Decatur, Wheeler Lake, and all. There's some big catfish up there. Actually, they didn't win it. This one placed. I think this was the biggest one in the tournament, but as a team, they didn't get any money. Our buddy Fred Myers, yesterday morning was an awesome hunt for Carter and I. We knew this buck was around, but had to wait. So here's Carter with a really nice buck. I think that might be his second one. He's doing well this year. Good job, Carter. Brian Revere, our buddy, our principal up there in Vernon. This is interesting now. We need to be aware of what these predators can do. And what he's talking about, no more quail or turkeys for you two. Got a serious lesson in predator dominance. Almost got a third of me goes. So anyway, they'll put a herding, and here's a picture from a stand, and they'll really put a herding on the young turkey and the young quail. Okay, and that's why people sort of control the bobcat. And recently, the bobcat population has really gotten pretty big. Speaking of Billy Grantham, when someone asked me to make them some of my deer meat, and it was just a joke, because we're all good about sharing our deer meat with everybody, but that's good. One of my former students, Becky Warren, hunting with her dad down in Cross City. Becky's a good hunter. Okay. I'm going to send this to my grandkids. If I was in class today, I would read this. If you hang around 5 confident people, you will be the 6th. If you hang around 5 intelligent people, you will be the 6th. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. If you hang around 5 idiots, you will be the 6th. Okay, moral of the story, who are you hanging around? And that lesson is so important for our young people. So I continue to preach that for a long time. All right, Grant Conyers, he's a newly elected supervisor of elections over in Liberty County. I've known Grant since he was a kid. He played football with my nephew and the Conyers family. You remember we had him on before, and we talked about Dadgum Pole. That was his daddy. Well, Grant, he actually ran into this, headed home from the fireworks in this North Florida Giant, decided he had enough of 2020, he nosedived into my heavy Chevy. So anyway, basically ran into it. And of course he called and got what he got a call in at FWC and get permission to get it and all. He did it the right way. I asked him when he's going to get it mounted. So anyway, be careful. He wasn't going fast, so be careful out there on these highways this time of year especially. Now over here in Gulf Breeze, speaking of some exciting things coming about in 2021, Gulf Breeze Bait and Tackle, they're going to start a Pompano tournament. Man, I sure wish they would do that around here. That would be really neat. But congratulations, Gulf Breeze. If I get over to Navarre in May like I normally do, well, we're going to try to fish it. But here's the rules on it. $20 fee. Well, it goes to May 31st, I believe, so I may get over there and fish that last weekend. Okay, you see the prizes and all. That's a cheap entrance fee. I even have a junior angler down here. And then the tournament rules, and you must be entered, of course, prior to, that's a big thing. You can't catch a fish and go enter a tournament. So Pompano tournament coming into Panhandle. This is stolen kayak. This is from Mary Middlemus, and she sent it to Sunjammers. I copied it from Sunjammers, basically 16 foot, stolen over Christmas weekend. Both locks were cut, and she called a detective in Panama City Police Department, said to go ahead and post it. She's had this 19 years. So I'm gonna get a better picture of it here. But anyway, if you see this kayak out there in the water, it's a color right there, teal color, solstice. That's just a good kayak there, and she had it that long. So you see it out there, let the folks know about it. All right, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Got quite a few more pictures. I'm just going to show you a couple more as the week progresses. We'll just try to get caught up on them. I really appreciate y'all sending them in. I get some off my Facebook page, but y'all are good about sending them. This is Tammy Schumann Zackrell. My lucky day. I shot this amazing buck, and I am really looking forward to some maple venison sausage. Thank you, Jesus. All right, here it is. That is a great picture there. Good job, Tammy. Okay, got one more. T.J. Davis, one of my former students. Tanner got his first buck this afternoon. By far the proudest hunting moment of my life. Thank you, Lord, Jackie Davis. And here, that's a good picture there. And here he is, got that's TJ's dad, and he got to get a little sister in the picture too. So good family time right there over the Christmas holidays. Good job, TJ and Jackie. Frank McKeithen sent this. We had some beautiful sunsets over Christmas holidays, and y'all remember Sheriff Frank, and this is a great picture here. Beautiful pictures. And let's show one more. How about our buddy Ken Paramore? He enjoyed the show this morning. Happy New Year. This is one for your next picture parade on board to close out 2020. He caught us right at the end of 2020. But that's a nice buck right there. Good job. And I told him, okay, that's all the picture we're going to show right now. And I told Ken, I think about when the word consistency comes out, I think about Ken and deer hunting, because every year Ken gets a nice buck. It's just like clockwork. But it doesn't happen automatically. He scouts out the area, he hunts the area, he knows, he checks the wind, and he does it right. I just get a kick. Every year, I know this time of year we're going to get a picture from Ken Paramore, and may get another one pretty soon. I call that Mr. Consistency. And speaking of consistency, I've consistently made resolutions in my lifetime. We've talked about them, and I've sort of categorized them now. I always have personal ones, and then I have some outdoor ones. So today I want to share some with you, and hopefully it will inspire you to make some outdoor resolutions and get things done this year. And always the first one I always write down: fish more and hunt more. And I really try to do that. And I start off sometimes. I know January is my hunting month, and we're about to hit the woods. I'm just not seeing a lot of activity on my cameras. I'm seeing a lot of activity. I'm just not seeing the big boy coming in. So I've been concerned with that. But we'll press on. I don't know how did we hunt when we didn't have cameras. How did our parents and grandparents ever hunt and kill deer? You know, they didn't have all this stuff, but they did it. Number two, I wrote down plant trees. We've talked about that earlier. Definitely want to plant trees, you know, some kind of fruit-bearing trees and nut-bearing trees, and just something to add back to the environment. You can do it on your property, or you can help your neighbors do them. We all need to plant trees. Every year we need to plant trees. And some years I do, some years I don't. And like we talked about the other day, this is when you want to transplant them also, if you want to get it more sun and all. But be careful doing it. Make sure the ground's good and wet. Number three, look for arrowheads. I know this is just a quirky thing I do. I've always enjoyed doing it. We found I don't find a bunch of them. Every now and then I find some. So if you plow a field up there this spring in South Alabama or somewhere in North Florida, if you plow a field and, hey coach, I just plowed my field. If you want to come up here and look for arrowheads, I'll be glad to come up there and look for some. I think it goes back when I was a kid. Dad took my brother and I. He said, I know the Indians were down here, and really we have documented cases where there was a big attack back in the 1840s, and we were in that's where my granddad's place is, and he'd take us down to the stream. We never found many, but anyway, I think it goes back just to the kid thing doing. And number four, the outdoors again, year-round feeding. We definitely want to. I'm going to, expand my personal year-round feeding. I do a decent job. I don't do a real good job, and some of y'all just do a great job. I know my buddy Benny Forehand, and if I could take a before picture from his place up there in Washington County to what he has now, it's just been phenomenal how he's increased his deer population over the years. Good job, Benny. Number five, I'm going to do more predator hunting. I've had folks on the show talking about working with the coyotes, trying to get rid of them, and also you saw Brian on the bobcats there. These predators, like I say, if you're trying to get some turkeys and quail, you're not going to be able to do it with predators like we have now. I mean, natural predators, or when they get overpopulated, you lose that layer of underneath them of they use it for food. So we're going to do. In fact, my buddy Billy Brown is going to have. Actually, he's up in South Alabama. He has a coyote trap. And I'm going up there sometime this week maybe and check out, see what he does and get rid of them. So anyway, that was number six. That was number five. Number six, I have a note down here. I want to find my decoys. I can't find my duck decoys. Have y'all seen them anywhere? I got a big old bag of these decoys. Now this is a real duck here, but on Studio B, that's one of my decoys. I can't find my bag. I'm not saying I'm going to get back into duck hunting, because it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And if I have time, I would like to go on some more duck hunts this year. The one I went on the other day, I just went in and filmed it, but I'd like to get out and shoot some. I had opportunity to shoot, but I just couldn't. You can't duck hunt and film a duck hunting show, so that's one of them. Well, let's see, speaking of bird hunting, dove shoots every year. I just love this past year, the last 2 years, we haven't had any dove shoots, and I've missed them. So I'd like to go on some dove shoots next year, and it's just a lot of fun. That was number 7. And number 8, always helping our young people, trying to encourage them and you know, educate them and try to give them opportunities as a group of people, the grown-ups, give them opportunities to do some outdoor activities. I know I'm getting word now that you know, the outdoor education class, it's been done. We do it over there in South Walter now. I say we as an outdoor community. Coach does a good job with it. I'm getting word from Jackson County. They want to get with me about putting outdoor education up there in some of the high schools in Jackson County. This is great. I wish we had it all over, just to introduce the kids at different parts of the outdoors. So if any of your school systems might want to try to put it in there, it can be done. Don't let them tell you it can't be done. It can be done. So, and I'll help you all I can to get it in there. That's one. We'll take a break, come back, I'll tell you some more of these. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 4:01 a.m. to 6:01, and this evening from 4:26 to 6:26. Seems like we've had a lot of morning and late afternoon times recently. Check this out, an empty pickle jar. How we going to have anybody winning on an empty pickle jar? Or not, because we're going to add some names. So y'all are starting sending names in. That's great. I'm going to be running 2 or 3 days behind, so don't expect your name to go in right when you send it to me. It'll be a little bit behind, but make sure I get to read everybody's names and try to tell me where you're from if you can. If not, it's okay. Amy Deal from the New Hope community up there in Holmes County, Northern Holmes. Danny Deal, New Hope. Wendy Hughes. Thomas Alexander, Southport. Jeff Bryant, Panama City Beach. John Young, Gracefield. Christy Lingenfelter and Jason Lingenfelter. We're filling it up. Adam Taylor, Panama City Beach. Joanne Maxwell, Chattahoochee. Margaret Taylor, Panama City Beach. And Greg Taylor, Panama City Beach. Also from Chattahoochee, Ned Maxwell. Jack Barton from Fountain. Bella Melvin from Fountain, Jan Vest from Parker, Ronnie Matthews, Lynn Haven, Lori St. Clair, Abe Springs, Ansel Levy, Abe Springs, Ron Hahn, Southport, Adam McCutcheon, Springfield, Ruth Thibodeau, Dorothy Haney, Lexi Melvin, Fountain, and along with Donna Melvin from Fountain. Okay, James Haney, Betty McAreeth, Panama City Beach, Candy McAreeth, Panama City Beach, Sammy Sowell from West Bay, and along with his wife Charlene, some of the early pioneer families from West Bay, Randy McAreeth, Panama City Beach, Carson Hathaway, Fountain, Ivan McCutcheon, Springfield, Amber Melvin and Crystal Melvin from Fountain, and also Joseph Melvin, the Melvin family. I got a big family up there in Fountain. All right, got it started right here. We'll be getting back to our drawings on this Friday and all. I had a chance to, I get calls from all kinds of things. I had a call the other day from Alicia Stewart, and Coach, we got an owl. We got an owl here. I don't know if I can find a picture of it. What did I do? I said, well, have you tried calling FWC? She said, no, I want to call you first, see what you want. I said, well, first thing to do, call FWC, but let me go ahead and call, I'm going to call Stan Kirkland and Travis Bassford and a couple more. Let me call those people and try to get back, and I'll get back with you, and we'll try to find out what was going on. So actually, I couldn't get hold of Travis or Stan, they were busy, but they did call me back. And Travis, they did, what happened, the owl had been placed, they live up there close to a highway 20 and Highway 77, that intersection up in those Sandhill Ponds. Someone had put an owl in a cardboard box on an empty lot next to them. We don't know how it happened. And it had like a little hood on it, but the hood was off and the owl was sitting there. She sent me a picture of it. I'll try to pull it up and I probably won't be able to find it. But anyway, I said, first of all, it was late in the afternoon. I said, when it gets dark, he may, in fact, let me see. I may pull it up here, Jeff. Let me see. I said, to go ahead and, is that going to show up? I said, go ahead and keep trying to call it FWC, and it's not going to show it. Yeah, it is right here. Look at here. Can we show that, Jeff? Okay. There it is, owl in a box. This is a picture she sent me. And so long story short, they did get a hold of FWC, and they said, look at there. Now, why did somebody take a box up there with an owl in it? But the FWC, Dennis Palmer went there and took care of it. He was on duty, and I said they did get a hold of him. So I was glad to see that. Okay, so anyway, I talked to Travis, and Travis and I had a great conversation. We hadn't talked in a while, and Travis really wants to come back on the show. And, so he's going to check with his superiors and see if he can get permission to come back on the show. So hopefully, keep our fingers crossed and prayers, and hopefully we'll get Travis back on the show, because he had all kind of information to share with us. And it's like we were saying, one of their big deals in January, this night hunting, it's really gotten bad this time of year. So hopefully Travis will be coming back on. But anytime when you see something that happens out unnecessarily, that I don't know how people did that and put them in a box and took them out there. But call the FWC. They have trained people. I know down in St. Joe, we've showed pictures of the game warden down there releasing the owls after they've been rehabbed. They thought something might have been wrong with it, but actually Dennis took this owl, took him to another location on state property, and released him, and he flew off pretty good. So, but Alicia was afraid it had been wounded because it stood on one leg. Well, also Al was standing on one leg, because later she said, well, he's standing on both legs now. So anyway, appreciate Alicia and George Stewart and Stewart family taking care of that owl. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Got a lot more stuff. I just didn't get to it. We'll finish some more names tomorrow. I got some more pictures and all kinds of good stuff. So glad to be back in the Studio A. Appreciate Jeff showing up and rolling things on full speed. So y'all have a great day today. Do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.